Tai Chi Yang Style 40 form, step by step with Dr. Todd Martin.
Lesson number 1, commencement through grasp the sparrow's tail. The 40 and 108 forms add to knowledge learned in the 24 form. Practicing them will help you develop new movement patterns you can apply to your daily life. In lesson number 1, we look at the commencement, step out to left ward off, and grasp the sparrow's tail. These movements help build your foundation. In the Yang Style 40 and 108 forms, the commencement is followed by left ward off and grasp the sparrow's tail. These opening techniques are a powerful movement tool because they incorporate all 8 fundamental patterns of core movement that will be applied throughout all other techniques in the form. These same patterns apply to your daily life, whether walking, running, or navigating stairs, hills, or uneven terrain.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to begin a new Tai Chi exercise series because there's no better exercise system to help you improve your balance, learn how to shift weight effectively, and learn how to use your core in a way that will help reduce impact on your joints. For those of you who are trying to improve your walking technique, balance, and posture, this is a great way to go.
In the commencement, we step out to the side, raise our arms, and sink into a horse stance.
Now let's go step by step. From the horse stance, we're going to raise the right arm and turn in the left palm. Turn the body to the right, turning the right foot out on the heel 90 degrees. Shift the weight to the right foot, dropping the left palm so it's angled downwards towards the floor. Now we're going to turn the body to the right, allowing us to step out onto the left heel. And then we're going to shift in ward off, raising the left palm, facing in towards the body, right palm pushing down towards the right hip. That's left ward off. Now we're going to prepare to step out into grasp the sparrow's tail. I'll back up for this position. begin to turn the waist and bring the arms across the body. Right palm is going to be blocking the groin, left palm facing out. Step out onto the heel. Rotate the body, which is going to rotate the right forearm up. Then shift forward. This is ward off right. Then begin to turn the waist from your lower abs and then finish turning the waist from your upper abs until your hands have turned over like that. Once you're here, we're going to roll back, bringing the hands down as you sink back onto your left leg. Then circle the left palm, and then bring your left palm to your right wrist as your weight is sunken down on your left leg. Then shift forward. This is press. Begin to open the arms parallel and then push back and down like that. And then shift forward and push forward with both palms. That is grasp the sparrow's tail. Now let's get into the core movements. On the YouTube side of things, I'm going to go through step by step with demonstration and then showing basically what the moves are that you're trying to learn. For those of you who are interested in the walking code and the Tai Chi code analysis, I'm going to go further on the website, getting into the exact waist rotations and hip actions for every movement that we are learning. I'll be going through the 24 form, the 40 form, and the 108 form simultaneously, starting from the beginning, and each week I'll be posting new videos. When we were in the horse stance, initially, we were in the core technique of sink, with flexion of my left hip and the upper and lower waist turning to the right. We're going to reverse that for this motion here. I'm now turning the upper and lower waist to the left while I'm flexing my right hip. Then I'm going to turn the upper waist to the right, and that is what brings me to this position. This is the set core technique. Flexion of the right hip, upper waist turning to the right, lower waist turning to the left. So we did sink with flexion of the right hip, set with flexion of the right hip. Now we're going to do set with flexion of the left hip. You can see the upper body rotating to the left as I change the lower abs or root to the right. That's what's creating that motion. Now I'm going to turn the upper waist to the right, and that allows me to step out. This is sink with flexion of the left hip. Now all I have to do is extend the right hip, and that creates ward off. Ward off, a very powerful action that's going to have a bowed out arm expanding outwards towards your opponent. It's very strong because of the core action, which I'll explain here. The hips are the first part of your core that's creating the power pushing off the ground. Okay? And then the lower abs are the second part of the power, turning back toward the right leg, or that right hip that's pushing off the ground. And the consequence is essentially your lower abs are going to be projected off of your right hip. As your lower abs are turning into the right hip is pushing them away. And then likewise, we're turning the upper abs into that extending right hip, also projecting outwards. So we have the upper waist, lower waist, and hip all projecting energy backward and off the ground, resulting in this motion here. When we stepped out from the side view, that's what it looks like. Doesn't look like there's rotation going on, but there's rotation at every level. The upper waist and the lower waist turning to the right, extending off of our hip extension, which is pushing off the ground. So that is ward off. Now we're going to close the arms in front of us. I'll face the camera here. And this will create a guard action. It's going to be done in 2 separate movements. First, I'm going to take the lower abs, which are turning to the right, and I'm going to turn them to the left. So think of your belly button. Now I'm going to take the upper abs, think of your rib cage here on the right, and turn that to the left. That creates the block or guard in front of my body. I'll mention some core technique names here. This first motion is the core technique of reach, followed by the core technique of reach back. In reach, I'm turning the upper waist towards the extending hip. I'm turning the lower abs away from the extending hip. And of course, the hip is extending. So as I go from ward off, or in the walking code, I call it pulse. We're taking the lower abs, we're turning it to the left. And then now we're taking the upper abs and turning it to the left. This is reach back. And reach back, the upper and lower waist are turning away from the extending hip. I call it reach back because if we were doing this with my right leg off the ground, as I do this, that would be the action. Reaching back with the right leg. So why do I call the other movement we did before that reach? Because let's say we were in this position and I did the same motion like a kickboxer. As I turn my upper waist towards the extending hip, lower waist towards the forward leg here, it would create this reaching forward of the left arm on the side of the waist that's projecting out. So I call that reach. We would use the same thing for reaching to grab something. And we also use that when we're walking uphill. So that's reach. We've gone from ward off or pulse to reach back. And then now I flex my right hip, turning reach back into sink. And then turn the upper waist to the right, turning sink into set. And then I'm going to push off the rear leg and turn the whole waist to the left, creating ward off or pulse. From pulse, now I'm going to do the same transition that I just walked you through before. I'm going to turn the lower abs to the right and then the upper abs to the right. It occurs sequentially, one then the other, not all at the same time. Lower abs, upper abs. When we do it correctly, it will naturally cause the palms to rotate this way. And then now we do roll back by flexing the right hip. Most people think of roll back as turning the waist to the left, but the body is going back to the left. The rotation is actually going to the right, sinking into my flexing right hip. From this position, I keep turning to the right as I flex the right hip. That's what brings me to here. Now we're going to circle the hands by turning the lower abs to the left and then the upper abs to the left. Now I'm back in sync and we're ready for the press. In the walking code, press is the same as lift. I'm lifting the body forward by flexing my left hip, turning the upper waist to the right, lower waist or lower abs to the left. So that's this motion here of press. And then we're going to extend the left hip, turning press into push. And then we're going to reverse that to push back. I'm going to extend the right hip, turn the upper waist to the left, and lower abs to the right. That's what's pushing me down here. And then it reverse again, pushing forward, extending the left hip, turning the upper waist to the right, lower abs to the left. That's what creates the push. So we actually have all 8 energies of Tai Chi in Grasp the Sparrow's Tail if you use my core technique analysis. Now, I'm going to be sometimes going back and forth between the walking code terminology, where we talked about pulse, reach, reach back, and then also the Tai Chi terminology of ward off, press, push. Using the walking code terminology and the Tai Chi code terminology, this is ward off or pulse, reach or pluck, reach back or shoulder strike, step out onto the heel, which is sink or elbow strike, rotate, which is split or set, and then ward off or pulse again. Then reach or pluck, reach back or shoulder strike, and then roll back, which in the walking code I call retreat for obvious reasons. Then we have set, which is split, sink, which is elbow strike, lift, which is press, push, which is push, push, which is push, and then push, which is push. I use the same term push for both the walking code and the Tai Chi code because a push is easy to understand in layman's terminology as well as in Tai Chi terminology.